half month that we've been there, we'll just say about 50 million.
Oh my goodness.
Guy, what?
Yeah.
What?
Did you listen to the Hot Breakfast this morning? Here's what you missed.
Today, folks, I don't know if you've ever heard of show jumping or horse racing. I don't know how many people are interested in that, but I'm telling you, there's a young lady out here who's flying Kenya's flag high, and she's only 19 years old.
So she's got a whole life ahead of her to teach us all about this amazing sport, and how parents can also, encourage their kids to venture out and try different things.
Yes.
And conquer the world.
According to stories, she started when she was 3 years old.
Wow.
Can you imagine? She knew when she was 3 that this is what she wanted to do. And along the way, she's had some terrible falls and accidents, and she never gave up. Now, she's studying at the equivalent of a football academy in Italy for horse riders, and she's doing pretty well. She won an event in Europe not too long ago, and she's really, really making us proud. Muthoni Kimani joins us live in the studio with her mother, telling us about her life story. Muthoni, good to see you. Welcome to Hot 96.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well done. So is it true you were 3 years old when you fell in love with this sport?
Yes.
How did it happen?
I went to my friend's house, and the mother just put me on one of the horses, and I just loved it.
And that was it?
Yeah, that was it. I mean, that's where I just found the connection with the horses, and it just grew as I
And
grew older.
you came home and you told your mom, listen, Mom, this is what I want to do.
I think the mom was there. She was 3.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, your mom wasn't there?
No, I dropped her
You
there
just-
for a birthday party.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and that's how it happened.
Yeah.
Oh, so you came back and the lady, the host, told you, oh, your kid is so really likes that particular horse. Where was the party? I'd like to take my 3-year-old there too.
It's in Karen.
In Karen? It's only Karen where you can have a horse.
You know?
Ukuburuburu and the likes, Kileleshwa, there's no space.
So then after that, what happened? How did you get into it?
After that, I joined a riding school in Karen.
When you're still 3?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think it took like a year before I joined.
Okay.
And then, that's where I went from. Then when I was 7, my parents decided to buy for me a horse.
Oh, okay. So I guess when you're that young, you first start with like the ponies so that you grow together or something. Eh? What's the school in Karen that teaches horse riding?
Karen Riding School?
Oh, it's called Karen Riding School. It's only one?
Yeah. No. There are many.
There are many.
There are quite a few, I would say. It's
Jeff,
Harvard's.
next year we can talk about repair fees.
Karen Riding School. For me? Or
For you.
you're really determined to make me ride, eh?
Yes. So how does it go from there?
Yeah, you get a horse when you're 7, and then, Mom, what happens?
First, let's start with getting a horse. If I want to buy a horse right now, where do I go? Karen Riding School or?
No, they don't have horses. You need to source. First of all, you need to be a member of the Horse Association of Kenya, and then they are going to help you get people who are selling horses, because it's all about members selling to each other horses. So you get the ponies from there. That is how we did it. So we registered in the Horse Association of Kenya. So first you must register. Then once you become a member, then members sell to each other horses.
All right.
Yes.
Do we have good quality horses here?
Yes, we do. There's a very good riding school in Hardy called Hardy Studs. You can get horses from them, and you can start training, and then they're going to tell you where to buy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It must have been very expensive.
Very expensive. It was very, very expensive.
How much is a nice horse?
During my time when she was like 7, I spent 500,000. We bought one from Mount Kenya in Timau. Then after that, it wasn't up to the standards like what she wanted. Then we had to import another one from South Africa.
How do you know the standards when you're riding the horse? Tell me, how do you determine this horse is good or bad?
Definitely from the height of the jumps, because I wanted to jump bigger jumps, and your horse needs to be trained to that level, I would say. Yeah.
I think the breeding too.
The breeding
The
also,
breeding too.
is a big thing.
So what kind of horse breeds are there?
There are many. There's the warm bloods, which are mainly used in Europe for the Grand Prix and the bigger jumps. The one we imported from South Africa was a Welsh cob. I mean, he wasn't really the typical jumping pony because he was very round, But he still managed, and he did it very well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And how long did you have him for?
I think it was around 4 years.
4 years.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, before
And
you moved up to horses.
Yeah, yeah, because he was very short. I
Yeah.
couldn't take him to the bigger.
And you were around 7?
No, when he came,
Yeah.
I was around 10.
Yeah.
So
I would say.
Yeah. And the first accident you had, That wasn't with him.
No, it was with the riding school ponies.
Oh, okay.
In Karen riding school. That was
And the car came and just slammed into you or something?
yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was very scary because they were hacking out. And the car, I mean, she was at the back of the other lady who was also riding.
Yeah.
And I think it was a mechanic who was road testing some Pro Box. Yeah, and then takes that corner on just next to Marula Mana and there bumps into her. And since she was at the back, she was the one who was thrown out. And then the horse really had a huge cut all the way from the hip down. Yeah, and it was really bad. The horse couldn't move.
Was it put down or
No,
it
it
healed
wasn't
eventually?
put down, it healed, but then
It
suddenly
never was the same,
the
huh?
owner of the car, who had no idea what happened, had to pay for the costs. Because, the veterinary bills must have been huge. Yeah, I mean, this is where I just said, just go sort the horse first. My daughter is fine. I'm going to sort out my daughter. She's got a medical cover.
Yes.
But I don't know how much you're going to pay for that horse. You almost sell that car. I don't know what happened after that.
The Pro Box disappeared.
Yeah,
It was sold. But were you okay, Muthoni? Were you?
Yes, I was fine. Surprisingly, I was fine. I was taken to hospital and they didn't find any broken bones or anything. So, yeah.
Just bruises all over. And
Yeah.
Because you landed smack on the ground. I mean, you were thrown off.
Yeah. And I felt like I blacked out because I woke up and there were people surrounding me. I was like, what just happened? You know? So it was scary. But
But generally, the sport is very safe, yeah?
yes, it is safe. It is safe, definitely. But probably when you get to the higher levels, it becomes a bit more challenging.
Yeah, because you've had 2 other accidents.
Yes, I've had many accidents, I think. But probably the major ones are the ones which have really affected me. The second one affected me more mentally than I would say physically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was having a lesson in Karen, and I got thrown off. I mean, it was. I can't really remember. Yes, by the horse. I can't really remember much about it.
As you were going to jump, or
No. It was just a flat work lesson without any jumps.
Oh.
But it was quite a problematic horse, I would say. And after that, I just had a lot of mental issues to get back into the saddle. I was really afraid, and I've never been afraid to ride ever. So I was off riding for around 2 months, I would say. So just.
And how'd you get back on? Did mom convince you?
Oh no,
Yeah.
yes. I had first of all, that was a horse that we had loaned. So she had gotten the horse because this is when she was gradually moving from ponies to a horse. So this is a big horse. She's small, the weight is small. So when she was thrown off, then she had fear and I didn't know what to do. So we took back the horse. Then now this is when I looked around, and of course being members, the other members around helped, and I looked for a very, very good pony, and we got a lady who gave her a very good pony that was already schooled, that had also come from South Africa, but it was a bigger height than ours. Like it was like to the standards of a horse, and it was a schoolmaster. So she started getting the confidence from there because it's the horse that gave her the confidence to go back. Yeah, because she could just look at a horse and start crying. And I said, I mean, I don't know, how do we get back? Yeah, and then of course, as I was seated, something pops up on my Facebook. Noel Floyd, athletic, it's a mental coach.
Yeah.
And I go like, what is this in America? So you can register online, and it's 200 euros. And I said, why don't you try this? And she tried, and it worked. And this lady, they did a mental coach for a long time. And this is the lady who helped her back to the saddle.
So when did you decide to go, or how did going international come about?
I feel like it's always been my dream ever since I was young. So I got the opportunity probably when I was 16, and I just thought that I should go for it. Now is a good time. And then I looked around and I asked so many riders, I think almost 50 different stables around the world, if they would be willing to take me in as a working student. And it was a bad timing because of COVID and everything. So they said now's not a good time. And one day I just went through my social media and found about the CT Academy, and I just decided to try them, and they took me in, which was a big surprise after they had 2 interviews with me. Yeah.
Zoom
And where is this?
They did it in Florence, then I was here in Kenya doing
Florence
the
is
Zoom.
that's one in Italy.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you're a working student, you work elsewhere, you're in school elsewhere, then you go to the...
No. They took me in as an actual student, which was much better than being a working student, because a working student is you ride and then you work actually and you get lessons. in exchange.
Right.
Of working.
And you
Oh,
work
instead-
in the stables?
Yes.
When she said this is what she wants to do, I said go to a school. You need to learn. If this is what you want to do as your career, you need to go and become a professional. So you're better off going to an academy where they teach you how to do it and we pay for it, rather than going the working student way. You will never qualify. It will take you forever. So that was always my prayer.
And you insisted on going with her?
Yes, I had to go with her, because then it's the whole process of getting the horse and then looking at the horse, the payments to be done, and then the horse. The shows happen in all the wilderness places you'd ever think of. In Italy, we've been to Spain, we've been to Switzerland, and so I had to be there with her to drive her around. Yeah.
What were you doing?
I was a hairdresser.
Okay.
Yes, that's my passion.
You quit and you just said, I'm going to help my daughter.
Yes, I'm going to help my daughter.
So how do you guys sustain yourself when you're in all these places?
Well, I had my savings, and we sold some of my property that we owned. And so now that is
so you can
what
just invest fully in it.
Yes, fully invest in it.
Because it'll come back at some point.
It will definitely come back.
Yeah, okay. Have you made any winnings yet? Or
Well, Switzerland wasn't as big as I would want. San Giovanni wasn't as big as I wanted, but I would say, yes, in the future there will be much bigger ones, especially in the global championships. I mean, that's where the big prize money is, but I don't think I ever went into this for the money. I mean, it was more because it's my passion. But, of course, if the prize money comes, I mean,
It will be a huge help.
The people you're up against over there, it's crazy. I mean, those are the elite of the elite of the elite.
Of the elite of the elites, especially the students that we have at the academy. Wow, they've got many horses. They've got horse tracks. We have quite a long way to go. Yeah, they just pack their things in the truck. Their trucks have got it's their house. That is the washing machines, the toilet, the bedroom, the kitchen. So they and the horses have like a compartment place. So it's just to load and go. For us, we don't even have a truck. And we need more horses for her.
She only has one.
She only has one. The other students have 3 or 4, whereby if you go to a competition, Spain was a challenge, because Spain, we were there for 3 weeks. She couldn't swap a horse. She only had one. It needs a break. And so this is where we need more horses.
Can't believe you only have one. You're competing with people with 3-4 horses. I mean, how do you do that?
I don't know. God, I would say definitely he's been the one who's helped me through it. I mean, I don't know how else I would have done it, because it's a tough competition, but you just have to have faith.
And you're beating them for the most part. I mean,
well, yes, I would like to think so. I mean, yes.
wow.
Yeah.
When you talked to the minister, right? You were there, and the CS for sports, and he was obviously very impressed. Ababu Namwamba,
Yes.
very impressed. And you told him about what you're facing, the challenges.
Yes, we did.
Was he willing to help? Was he willing to look into it at least?
Yes, they're already looking into it. They have been very, very helpful, because this is where now we need to move to the next step, where she needs more horses for her to compete. Even now, this year is very big. She's got the global championship. She's going to go to Saint-Tropez. This is where the elite are. So this is where even the team from America comes in, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we need more horses. For Kenya to get up there, we need more horses. She needs to have a track. There's a lot that needs to be done. And he was very keen, and they're looking into it.
Yeah.
would you be willing to move back to Kenya in case they create the track? Or how does it work? You said you spoke to Ababu, and I'm guessing based on your success, he's interested in putting a track. But now if they put it and then you go back to Florence, or you switch between there and here?
I mean, he'll be. I mean, I meant the horse track, but also I mean, like, we would want the Muthoni to be able to help other young students here, because this is why she's in Europe, because she's going to bring the knowledge here to Kenya. And then also she's a brand ambassador for Kenya too, because out there we went to Monaco, where we had that was an experience.
Yeah, Monica here is a rich boy's playground.
Yes, and that is where we saw horses that out of this world.
Yeah.
It stands next to yours. You can see yours having esteem issues.
And they didn't even know what to tell us. They have not even heard of Kenya. And they looked at her the whole time. They were staring at her. And she had to explain, where did you carry your horse from Kenya? And not even they've never even thought somebody would come from Africa.
With a horse.
Right? Yes.
Leave alone from Africa.
They really want to come and visit Kenya. So, I mean, in all these places we are going, people are learning about Kenya. They didn't even know there's a country that exists called Kenya. So we are talking to them more about it through this sport. Through this sport, I mean, they are now starting to know there's Kenya. Yeah.
So you said there's a World Championships this year?
Yes,
Global, yeah.
the global.
Where is that?
It starts in Saint-Tropez in France, and then it's either between Monaco or Paris. We have to choose between the two, and after that, it's in Rome, I would say. Then it finishes off in Prague, which is the playoffs. That's like the big one.
The big one.
The big one.
Let me ask you, for you to do a question, do you have to, because I watch like polo and all these, and see people have to be a bit, not too heavy, not too big, not too small. Do you have to maintain a certain weight ratio to the horse? What goes on for a typical horse rider?
I don't think it's as strict as racing, because racing, I feel like you have to be below 55 kg or 50 kg. But in show jumping, I feel like it's more of your fitness and your core stability and your balance in the saddle. So, I mean, of course, also maintaining a good weight, because the academy is also very strict, and we have the nutritionist and the osteopath, so they always we have like a strict eating plan. They always put us on the weights and everything, but not in a bad way. I mean, it really helps us improve, I would say.
Do you have a trainer as well? Do you work out a lot?
Yes.
What's
Yes.
a typical day for you when you're in the academy? What's the name of the academy again?
The Cavalleria Toscana Academy.
I'll just call it the academy for now.
The academy in Italy.
CT Academy for short. CT Academy. Yeah.
So what's a typical day for you?
Well, I wake up in the morning around 6, and I normally go for a run, and then I have training all the way till around 12, I would say, is when I come out of the stable. I have lunch, then I'm back at around 3 to walk my horse and stretch. And then if I have time, then I'll be back at the gym. Then I have dinner. Yeah, so it's...
On alternate days too, she has the mental coach. The academy has a full team. She has a team behind her. This is where she's going to be taught what it is like to become a professional athlete, because she has to have a team after she's done. So she'll have to have her mental coach, her physiotherapist, osteopath. Yeah. And now the real coach from like the trainer for the horses. Yeah.
When you went to meet C.S. Ababu, does it sound like he has a vision for the country? Is there a hope?
They really want to empower the young people. They know the young people are ambitious. And sports now, people have realized sport is something that if you do it passionately, then it will earn you the money. It will earn you more things for the government. It will bring in income for the government. He was very, very, very keen. This one, and he's very interested. Yeah, he was very helpful. He's really, really working to help us get the right channels, get the right funding, and also open up and let people know what is a Christian, and any other sports, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Olympics, Muthoni?
Yes.
You're working towards that after the global?
Yes, the qualifications, I think it's definitely this year. We haven't looked into it completely, because we're not 100% sure when the qualifications will be, but hopefully this year, and if they are, then I would want to.
Yeah.
I get the right horse and the right team behind.
Like Mom was saying, there can't be that many black people in this sport, huh? There can't be.
Yeah,
But you look like you're a bit, not too black, but white, but not too brown, but white.
You know,
because of the cold.
very cold.
Because of the cold. I mean, even the Olympics committee here recognized her the other day, and they are really working to know what is this, where do the qualifications happen. You see, this is a new sport to us.
Yeah.
We don't know, do you need to qualify in Africa? Do you need to qualify in Europe? You see, for her now that her horse is in Europe, this is what they are working on. So we are getting a feedback anytime soon on what the qualification. She's not going to go as an individual, not like how we take the rugby team or the volleyball team. So being one is also coming with a challenge.
Yeah. The people you left behind at the racing schools, do you have these moments where you also like co-mentor them?
Yes.
Yeah?
I do. I speak to them most of the time.
How are they taking it, their parents? Because you need to have a parent that's really, really, really willing to take the risk and passionate. Mom quit her job. You guys was operating from a car. You're using her savings.
For them to trust me in something like this and to have faith in me is it's big. But yeah, I won't let them down. I won't let the whole country down, because I know what I can do and what will come out in the end.
Yeah. But do you feel you're limited, because again, you only have one horse. You only have, you don't have as much as the person next to you. Do you feel you're limited, or you can?
No, not at all. I mean, I know more horses are coming, and for the time being, it's just, I mean, I would rather not compete with one horse and train hard than instead of, going with the one horse and making him or her tired, I would rather just go with a whole string of horses and get good results. So, yeah.
We know they're coming.
I know they're coming.
We know they're coming.
Yeah.
We just know. I don't know how, but we know they're coming.
And that truck as well. You need that Winnebago or whatever they call that. You know that.
And the RV. It's called an RV. Yeah.
So you can imagine if we got one of those and brand it in Kenya.
Then you get the sponsor from Magical Kenya.
Yes.
Safaricom.
Yes.
And
Really, it would be
Kenya
huge.
Airways. There's so much potential. Now,
There
Anne,
is.
please talk to parents, because a lot of children have never reached their full potential or achieved their dreams because of limitations or based on some parents, just...
You can see a talent from the time a child is young. You will know. I mean, a 3-year-old will start playing with a football or maybe a golf stick. Just pick it up from there, because this is where we are losing on the talent, because we are not picking up when they're young. When they're young, they know that this is what they want. Because children they think it's a small brain, a grown-up brain in a small
Body.
Yes, in a small body. So they're trying to tell us something, but we're not listening. So if only we could listen to our children, it will pay huge way. Encourage them, whatever sport it is. And I know sometimes money is a challenge. Family has been big for us also. I mean, my family has helped us every step of the way. I don't think there's any amount of saving that could be where we are now. The figures we've already spent are huge. If I mention them, it's out
Let's
of this
mention
world.
so that if my child starts talking about equestrian,
my
you're like,
gosh. In like the half month that we've been there, we'll just say about 50 million.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Kenya shillings.
Yeah.
Jehovah Jesu. Guy, atake. What?
Yes.
What?
We've not even done the contract at the academy is a year, so we still have another year. So, and another year is bigger. We've not done the bigger competitions. The international competitions, to just go in, the registration fee is 1.7 million.
Just to register alone.
Yes, whereby you get a VIP seat and you bring in your 6 people who, I don't know, will bring the government people, the dignitaries, because then this is what it is. And that's what the elite people pay. Because in there they go and do business too. Yeah, it's not just about watching the horses.
That's right.
Yeah, so parents just encourage. When you look at the figures, they're huge, but God just provides along the way.
And if you're good at something, someone else will spot you.
Yeah, we'll
I mean,
spot
when
you.
you started with a horse that was how much? Like a basic horse, yeah?
Yeah. But now, horses in Europe, they cost anything from 80 million all the way to 1B.
A horse.
Yeah.
A horse for a bee.
Yeah. A B horse is just one of those that will just get in there and win you $1 million. I mean, that's something that we need to tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, when you win one of the top classes, you win $1 million.
$2 million.
Wow.
$2 million in the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
So these are huge. You'll never see it on Blueprint. This is figures that when you get in there, you go
That's
like,
when
oh,
you-
wow. No wonder they've bought a 1B horse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if Muthoni had one of those,
Oh, it definitely should win. And can you imagine? The money will come back to Kenya, bring taxes, bring in, these are things that really we need to look into.
Yeah.
It's big money, but you bring in big money too.
What do you make? Like, what do you make, mom, today? And don't tell me a sandwich or a
No,
boiled
she-
egg.
She gets angry because all my food is healthy, so she never wants to eat it.
So healthy means what? Not too much fat in it, not too much spices.
Well, sometimes plant-based. If I have a competition, I don't eat that much red meat, because it slows down my digestive system. So I would say a lot of vegetables, a lot of
Carbohydrates.
fruits,
Yeah.
brown rice, brown pasta, brown bread. So usually
No. When she says that, it's not normal. No, not normal brown pasta. She eats weird brown pasta.
I don't
And I would say wild rice she eats, and quinoa and flax seeds in the food. And yeah, maybe I'm so used to the Kenyan food, so I've gotten used to eating her food, and it actually helps me because I get the energy to run after her. We walk the whole day. When you're at shows, you don't sit. You're up and about from 6 a.m. till 7 p.m.
Wow.
7 days a week.
7 days.
7 days a
And
week.
you're the one who's driving her around. You're the
Yes.
one who's,
Yes. doing everything, and we have to put in the tack properly. You do everything for yourself. The good part about Europe is that you don't have staff. You have staff, yes, to take care of the horse, but you have to take care of your own things.
Yeah.
They teach you responsibility to the highest level. So if you don't clean your tack, it's not going to look tidy. If you don't put back your saddle, nobody knows where your saddle is. So you have to put your things together. And all the other students, they've got 4, 5. They do it for all so even their moms. Yeah, I forgot to say even them. Their moms are there.
You must be proud of your daughter, huh?
Yes, I am. I'm so proud. I never saw this coming, or maybe I did see, but not this big. I love traveling, so that's why I keep telling her every time we're in the plane. I love traveling.
Maybe you should start like
our awards in South Africa.
Yeah.
We looked at our thing because she had to go for her awards in South Africa.
Right.
We hopped from Italy, South Africa, Spain, back here in less than 2 months.
Good Lord.
wow.
Yeah.
What do you like doing? You said traveling.
Yes,
do you have
I love
a blog? Is it called a blog?
That's
Video
what
log.
I am going to start. I actually thought about it, how much, we are in Tuscany, in Florence. The
Beautiful
food, yes, beautiful place. So the food is amazing, and I'm going to start a blog so that people can see what it is to go into restaurants and food in Italy. I mean, there is
Even the whole culture.
the whole culture, the people, and now that we'll be traveling around the world, I was thinking this could be an eye opener, so that now even parents can encourage their children more to do sports. Yeah,
And those people, they love food, huh?
they love food.
What's that one thing or 2 things you've seen in Italy that we can, adopt back home? Like the way you can steal an idea and bring to Kenya.
For me, the training facilities at the academy is what I would like to bring back to Kenya. Like the way they train is to another level.
And
When
it's
I
for all
got there,
sports?
no, only I haven't tried other sports, but for show jumping, I would say the technicality is it's huge compared to what I experienced here.
Yeah, what do coaches? We're making fun of their coaches. They say, "Sir, strong, Enda, just go and do it."
Yeah, but actually next to the stables, it's because we are in a big park. Because there's a football academy. I've seen a football
Yes,
academy.
yeah.
And I see children as tiny. Football is very big in Italy. As tiny as 2. They look very tiny, and they're being coached. Yeah.
Good Lord.
So
That's
as we
where
are
they
passing
start.
by, imagine this is, and they do training early in the morning and late in the night, especially now that it's winter. They train in the darkness. I mean, they all do.
And here you're still 20 years old and hoping to join
Ready to make it to the Premier League.
You're 20-something. Oh, goodness. Oh, Muthoni Kimani, we are so proud of you,
Thank you.
Well done. And Anne, thank you for what you've done for this young lady. You've sacrificed your life.
Yeah.
It's going to pay off. It's
Yes,
going to pay off.
It will.
And we wish you all the very best. When do you go back to Italy?
Hopefully this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Let's
then
see.
Yeah. Straight back.
Yes, straight back into training.
And you need another 50 million for the next 6 months.
From Jeff and I, yes, 45.8 million. Accept.
Thank you.
Yes, you can do M-Pesa. That's the joy of M-Pesa. It works even in Italy.
Yes.
So just M-Pesa, you can keep M-Pesaing a bit.
Do you get time to get on social media? I mean, do you interact with people?
Yes.
How do they get in touch with you?
I do.
What are your handles?
On Instagram, it is Muthoni Kimani _. Then I'm not on Twitter
Okay.
or
Facebook is for old people.
I'm not really on Facebook.